Hello, in this video we're going to use application Flowy14 to write an algorithm that adds two fractions given their numerators and denominators. Let's proceed into clicking our app Flowy14, and to our dashboard here we'll proceed to add comments from our upper left menu. Comments. This is our left hand side menu where you can navigate to the commands manually, or you can use the search option. So the first command to begin designing our flow is always the start command. So let's place it in our dashboard, and for the purposes of our today's exercise, to add the two fractions given their numerators and denominators, we'll need 4 input commands and 5 mathematical commands, and the last being the input command to print our result. So let's start off of typing input, because that's the second command after the start that we need, and it should come up as first one of the first commands available here, input, and we'll need to add it 4 times. To create our fractions. So we have our start and 4 input commands, and now we need to add our 5 mathematical commands. So let's just type in the word math. So by default it comes in with the plus sign. What we need to turn the plus sign into multiplication. So while you have the mathematical commands highlighted, you have these options here at the bottom that you can turn the plus sign into. So in this case we need 2 of our multiplications, so click multiply, and we can see that the plus sign has turned into multiplication, and we'll need the second multiplication added. So again, plus sign, click multiply, turns into multiplication. So next we will need to add 3 more of the mathematical commands. So this is our third one, and this needs to be a plus sign, needs to remain as plus sign, because once we have multiplied our given numbers, we need to add the result of both of these multiplications. The next one is a multiplication again, because we're going to be multiplying the third one and the second given number. So let's add our multiplication, and we need to turn it into multiplication, and then once we have the result of the multiplication and the addition, we need to divide the addition by the multiplication result. So we'll need our division mathematical command. So let's add the same command and turn it into divide. Okay, and so now once you've successfully designed our flow, you are ready to close it off, and you can add the command end. All right, so now that you've designed your flow, you can start by connecting your commands. And to make this visually more clean, you can close off the command menu if you're no longer needed by just clicking the upper left hand side command option. All right, so now that you're ready to connect your commands, we can click into the first input command. So the first and the last input commands are will need to be connected to our first multiplication command. Then we'll connect the second and third into next multiplication. Then we'll add both of the results over here. Then we'll connect the first then we'll connect the second and the last one into our second multiplication, and then we'll connect both of the results here to divide. So we'll divide the addition result by the multiplication result. Oh, and we forgot to add our output command to print the results. So let's disconnect our end, and we need to add an output command. Output command right here, and then let's connect our end. Perfect. So now we can close off the command menu, and now that we are satisfied with all of our commands, it's always good to double check, just like I did. We can start by connecting our commands. So the first input command, we see a green area, that's an outbound data connector. Once you click into it, you have all the available inbound data connectors highlighted. In our instance here, we need the first available inbound data connector on the first multiplication command. So click into the plus sign. You'll see the yellow arrow indicating the connection, and next we'll need to connect the last input command. So click into its outbound data indicator into the second available inbound data connector on the first division command. So once you click off of the design, you will see the yellow arrows clearly showing how the commands have been connected. So next, for our second here multiplication command, we need to command the second and third numbers to have the second multiplication to create our fractions. Create our two fractions. So let's click into the second input command into its outbound data connector, and let's connect it to our first available inbound data connector on the second multiplication command. And we'll do the same for our for our third input command. Click into its outbound data connector and into the second available inbound data connector on the second multiplication command. All right, so again, clicking off of the design to clearly make sure that we've connected the right commands into the right numbers here into the right multiplication commands, mathematical commands, to create our fractions. So now that we have our two multiplications commands fulfilled with the connections, we can add the results over here. So we'll click into the first multiplication command, connected into the first available inbound data connector on the addition command, and we'll do the same for the second multiplication command connected to the second available input data indicator on the addition command. So clicking into the green area, which is the outbound data connector, and into the first available inbound data connector on our addition command, and doing the same, clicking the outbound data connector on the second multiplication to connect its result to our addition data to our addition command through its second available input data indicator, inbound data indicator. So now that we've added both of the results of both of the multiplications, we now have to perform a third multiplication, which connects the second and the last. We'll be connecting the second and the last numbers to create our second fraction. So let's click into our second input command into its outbound data connector and into the first available inbound data connector on the third multiplication, and the same we'll do for the fourth input command into its outbound data connector and into the second available inbound data connector on the third multiplication command. So it's becoming a little bit complex, but again, by clicking off of the design, you can slowly navigate along the yellow arrows, making sure you have the right commands connected to the right mathematical commands. So now that we have both of our results ready, the addition of both of the multiplications and the third multiplication, we can now divide our fractions by the numerators and denominators we are given. So click into the addition command and into its outbound data indicator. So we're connecting the first result into the first available inbound data connector on the division command. So click into its outbound data connector and you'll see the inbound data connectors available on our division command. So click into the first plus, and then we'll also need to connect the third multiplication result through its outbound data connector into the second available inbound data connector on the division command. So now that we've obtained our result, we need to print it by connecting the result into our output command. So clicking into our division result, output command, outbound data indicator into the green, and connecting it to the one and only available inbound data connector on the output command to print the result. So now that you've designed your flow and you've successfully connected all of the commands, you're ready to execute the flow by clicking the option Run. So our system is asking us here to input the first number, the first digit. We can choose a 4. You can choose any number for your to create your 2 fractions. Enter. Nextly, we are added for the second. We are asked for the second number. I'll choose number 2. Enter. For the third number, we'll choose number 3 this time. And the fourth and last, I'll choose number 5. Enter. So the calculations are being performed. The first multiplication, 4 times 5, 20, and then we have the second and the third and the second. 2 times 3, 6, and then the last one, and then we have the third one, and then we have the addition, so 20, right? 20 plus 6, and then we have the third one and the last one, so 2 times 5, 10, and then we are dividing the addition 26 by 10, and this is our result printed. So this brings us to a conclusion that using application Flowy14, we can write an algorithm that adds 2 fractions given their numerators and denominators. Thank you.